for me, the message I'd like to give to someone is like, there's always a way through. There's not, we can always find a way, but we just need to be able to find the right people and the right spaces to be able to be our true vulnerable self. And I think that's what I can, truly say to you is I'm grateful that I can be my true self in your space. You hold a really beautiful container, and you've allowed all of us, everyone in the School of Magic, to have that voice, which my throat chakra is really kicking at the moment.
Yeah, it's okay. You got it, girl. I believe in you. I forced you onto an Instagram live 10 minutes beforehand. I'm like, visibility. Which one? Go.
Yeah. So I just think, that for me to unlock, I call it Pandora's box. Pandora's box for me was open like 4 years ago. I had jigsaw pieces of what had happened to me, but I think, I had no idea until I worked in another space with someone else who couldn't hold the container, who opened the box and then left me and abandoned me to work in all of the stuff that she unraveled. I was then not held and not supported. And I think that's what I can truly say about you is I'm really grateful that you see me and you can hold that space with me, which I think is really important for us to be vulnerable. We need to be able to speak our truth. And my throat chakra is kicking is kicking off again, but that's my truth. That's who I am. That's my truth. That's who I am. And my story is my story. And I have spent a lot of years in my story, but now I can kind of distance myself out of my story. My story kind of sits here, and I can see my true self now. And I think for me, the School of Magic as well has helped me trust more in my abilities to connect to, my galactic family and my soul family and all of these other kind of things that are coming in for me at the moment. There's quite a lot of stuff coming around death, isn't there, Josephine? Which is it's been quite emotional because it's hard. Death is hard and grief is hard, and I've had some grief in my own life, and I don't think we really deal with it. I think we just kind of, in the moment, we kind of cry and we're emotional, but actually, again, we've been taught to just suck it up and get on with it. Well, and I think it's just a different world that I'm in now. But again, it's allowing everyone to just be their true self, isn't it? And I think that's what you do. You kind of allow us to be that. And I think the beautiful thing about the School of Magic is that we're doing it as a collective, as a group, and it doesn't really matter how silly you think it is in your mind when you start speaking it, and then you recognize that someone else is kind of got the same thing going on. They're seeing the same thing, and then when we can express that in a group, then you start even believing it even more. You're just like, wow, it is real. There is something out there. There is